Learn the most advanced recruiting techniques. Land the most desirable talent. Launch your company towards massive success. This is the Higher Power Radio Show with Rick Girard.
We are here at the OSA Mixer, largest event here in Orange County in Costa Mesa. And this is a special edition of the Higher Power Radio Show. I'm your host, Rick Girard. Our mission is to discuss and deconstruct insights from top-performing entrepreneurs and industry experts. Every week, we uncover tested tactical solutions to solve your company's toughest hiring challenges. Today, we have a special guest. Our guest is Tom Hobbs, who we actually met at the event. All right, so Tom, welcome to the Higher Power Radio Show today.
Thanks for having me today, Rick.
So this is a little out of our format, but if you could tell me a little bit about yourself, what you do, all that good stuff, let's give the audience a little 411 on who you are.
Nice. So I started a cleaning company a couple years ago. Along
and it's
the way,
called Atlas Cleaning.
Atlas Commercial Cleaning.
Nice.
And we decided that there was a definite opportunity for us to also sell products to the same client base. So we started up Atlas Commercial Products, which is teaming up with a couple of different companies now, generating green cleaning products for the health and beauty industry, the fitness industry, and homes.
Awesome. All right, perfect. And how's business is going good, I take it, because you're looking to hire?
Well, I started the company 3.5 weeks ago for the product side, and we've already...
You started the company prior to 3.5 weeks
Well, the cleaning company itself started 3 years ago.
Okay, good.
The products company, we launched officially 3 weeks ago.
Got it.
We have a definitive need to go national almost immediately.
Very cool. So let's talk a little bit about some of your challenges. You need to hire people.
That's one.
All right. So what do
But not just hire people. I need to hire the right people.
See, this is why I have you on the show, because at least you have the right attitude about I need to hire the right people. Because most people say I just need to hire some people to get the work done.
Well, the biggest problem with most companies is that they have to hire people.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they can't operate.
Absolutely.
Well, I don't like firing people, so I have to hire the right ones the first time.
Yeah, I think we all must be masochistic because there's a lot of people that do like firing people, apparently.
Don't they just?
Yes, yes. All right, so we're going to cover a few things today. We're going to cover steps for kind of planning your strategy to build your organization and how to execute your hiring plan. Nice. So let's start a little bit with the foundation. So where are you in the process right now as far as your hiring goes?
Everything right now is based right here in Orange County. So nice and close and local and home. But our team consists of me and a partner.
Yep.
We're out hitting the pavement. So our scope is limited.
Okay. But the sales, you're looking to build a sales team.
Need to get sales up.
Okay. So so let's talk about the first step of it, which is usually kind of your, what we call a gap analysis or your needs, right? So have you gone through and figured out what your needs are at this point and how you're going to strategically find the right people?
I have a ton of needs. That list is way much longer than the solution list.
Independent of the hiring needs?
Yeah, totally different problem.
Okay.
But yes, the number one need is reach. I need more reach.
Okay. So you need some boots on the ground. They're going to sell the product for you.
Yep.
Okay. So let's talk a little bit about that.
Ground.
So
not just open ground,
from a
targeted
strategic ground. Okay, so that's from a strategic standpoint, what's your target? Where do you want to start?
Where do I want to start? That's a great question. So number one, I have a product for the oil industry.
So let's not talk about the product. Let's talk about just the hiring piece.
Initially, I need to define what that right person looks like.
Absolutely. Your first step is defining your culture, what you want the culture to look like.
Okay.
So let's talk a little bit about that. Right now you said you have yourself and a partner, so your culture is primarily yourself and your partner, you. So what are your values, what are your partner's values, and how do you bring those together to kind of formulate what you want that culture to be a year, 2 years, 5 years down the road?
Nice. Number one, I strongly value teamwork that has the company ideal in mind.
Okay.
So I want everybody on the team to have a vested interest in the company to the point where they really want to see all of us succeed.
Okay.
Because I can't get anywhere without the help of everyone around me.
All right, so we have teamwork as the very first piece of it.
I cannot stand when people lie.
Honesty.
When my kids used to
or
lie
integrity.
to me, that was the biggest issue.
Okay.
Right? So honesty. So we have teamwork, honesty, highest values of integrity. I don't compromise any of those.
Okay.
Those are the primary tenets.
That's who you are.
That's who
as
I
a person.
am. And that's what I want to convey through my company.
Okay. So I noticed that a lot of entrepreneurs, like CEOs, tend to have these ideal things that they have up on the wall they pick these words out of a hat, but they don't necessarily live those. So you have to make sure that as you're carrying you through in your company life cycle,
Exactly.
you're building into those, and that you adhere to them as well. So, all right, so we've got teamwork, we've got honesty and integrity.
Yep.
Okay, so that's what your culture is, right? So
Yes.
we've kind of defined 3 elements of the culture. Is there anything else that you find is going to be part of what your culture is?
Work hard, play hard.
Okay, and throw that down too. Work hard, play hard.
Yeah, and by work hard, I mean they have to work hard like I work hard.
Nobody's going to work as hard as you do. It's your
How
company.
do you know?
Because I've hired a lot of people over the years. Nobody works as hard as you do as the CEO of the company.
Yeah, and that's where the comp package would inspire them to be a bigger piece, I think. But
Okay.
that's a whole different problem. Like I said, long list of problems.
Short list of solutions, but we're going to set you on the right path here. So that's the goal. All right, so we've got a clear idea of what the culture is going to be now. So let's move to the next thing, right? So have you identified which markets you want to capture first?
By markets, do you mean locations, or by markets, do you mean
Well, how do you?
professional services?
So that's a question that I have to turn back around on you. So are you targeting industries and you need somebody who's got contacts in that industry, or are you targeting essentially geographical locations? What's going to give you?
I'm going to answer that question with geographical locations.
Okay.
Because if I find the right person, it doesn't matter what their contact sphere is. It can always expand by 52 people a year or more.
Sure. Well, it always can, but you need a starting point. We got to focus on that, right? So the starting point would be which top 3 geographical locations you want to hit first.
Northern California, Southern Florida, and the Northeast in general.
Okay. Not Southern California?
I'm in Southern California.
Okay. Got it. So you're
I have
covering
boots
that.
here already.
Got it. All right. So you're going to focus on, so you need 3 people in 3 geographical locations.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, that gets us started, right? It's a good starting point. So we're gonna go through a little bit more of the planning in a minute. We're gonna take a quick break, but when we come back, we're going to kind of talk about how to execute this hiring plan. We'll be right back.
Perfect.
You're listening to Higher Power with Rick Girard, giving you access to recruiting techniques that will help you hire key talent to build your company towards real success. Rick is a recruiting executive and entrepreneur who's been successfully recruiting in the aggressive Silicon Valley technology landscape for the past 2 decades. After a very successful stint at Apogee, he founded Stride Search in 2012. Based on a lean efficiency model, Stride has uniquely positioned itself as a leader in retained search for the most critical talent hires within a small organization. Whether you're a startup executive or recruiting professional, by listening to Higher Power with Rick Girard, you will walk away with skills to help you attract and hire great talent. Now back to Higher Power with Rick Girard.
And welcome back to the Higher Power Radio Show. I'm your host, Rick Girard, and we're sitting here with Tom Hobbs, the president of Atlas Commercial Cleaning here in Orange County. Now, Tom, we were just talking a little bit about the first steps in kind of planning for...
You're listening to Higher Power with Rick Girard, giving you access to
Boy, we've had a couple commercial break interruptions there. She really wants to talk. So now we're going to talk a little bit about kind of the setting up the planning. So for quarterly goals, I mean, is kind of where you want to decide how you need to define your quarterly goals so you can decide when you add on person 4, 5, and 6, you've got some performance benchmarks for each person to be in place, right? Now, I just want to touch upon a couple things, one being timeline.
Yep.
So you're going to actually build your strategy around the timeline. That's really key for this whole thing, is that defining your timeline and when you want to have this person start first, and then secondarily tie it in with the quarterly goals of what they produce revenue-wise will determine when you make your next hires.
Yes. And
And
since
then-
sales is the primary position, you have to think about what their comp plan will look like.
Well, I think you're going ahead of yourself a little bit because comp plan is different.
That's normal.
You have questions like equity and some other things that come into play, whether or not you're willing to give up part of that business or not. But really the most important thing is that right now you want to get the structure in place.
Yep.
So that you know where you're going, you have a plan. If everything's done right, the comp is usually a secondary.
Yeah, I would agree with that. If I have the
Piece
right
of the
person
puzzle.
and they think it's the right match for them, the comp plan will follow and the money will follow.
Yeah.
Money is the lag measure in most instances.
Exactly. So now we've determined kind of all this upfront planning, right? The next thing that you really need to do is develop a job description. And you need to develop a job description that is both creative and covers all the compliance issues that, legally you need. Most job descriptions focus in on just that piece, but you need something that's got a little bit of a hook to it. Something that engages somebody who's not actively looking for a job, and which are typically going to be the people that you hire. So the job descriptions, the way I teach is that you uncover what I call career wound first. You explore their desires, and then you basically engage them with the challenges that are going to be involved as well as the accomplishments that they're going to make while they're with your company.
Nice.
So if you're creating a roadmap for a person to come in and be successful, they're going to be successful.
I agree.
Yeah.
And then we're working as a team.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, ironic.
And putting the work in up front about writing the job description, and the job description should be fluid. It should be a working document that you go back to and change. I keep my job descriptions on Google Docs so that you give the employee access to it. We need to work on some things. We're going to add some, change the percentage of time you spend here on something else.
So let me ask you a quick question on that then.
Sure.
Would you actually announce the KPIs within the job description?
Sure.
Really? So before they've even joined the company,
absolutely,
they're looking to see exactly their expectations.
Yeah, you want to be upfront about everything, right? So there's no surprises here. You don't need surprises in any of this situation.
Yeah, there's nothing worse than a surprise new hire.
Exactly. So then once you have the job description, now we're going to talk about selection and targeting, right? So there's a lot of upfront work that we're doing here before we even reach out to people. Before we put the ad up on Indeed or wherever you want to reach out to, I don't necessarily, I don't condone, and I don't think job boards are a bad thing. But in a low employment market like we have here in Orange County, which is 2.9%,
wow,
it's kind of a silly thing to invest a lot of money and a lot of resources into trying to find people from job boards.
So if they're ineffective, what would you suggest to be more targeted?
So there's a couple different ways. One, the most effective way for you to build your company, find the right people, is through referrals, right? So work any networks that you have. Employee referrals are usually the most powerful way and the most effective way to hire good people. So me being a recruiter and saying that, I'll probably get myself kicked out of the association, but the fact of the matter is that's the truth. Most companies hire based on people who have referred to or brought in. So they might make a great hire. That person refers in 2 or 3 people. Now you've got the makings of a team. But your first key hires, especially if you're going out of realm in places that you don't know, you're going to have to really kind of identify companies that might be essentially companies that could be potential partner companies or competitors, and then identify who the key players are in those roles and go after them. That's what I recommend. Nice. So when we talk about selection, referrals first. And again, in this market, I would say, you can engage a recruiting firm or engage recruiters. Job boards would be kind of my third recommendation. And again, you could get really lucky and find somebody off a job board. What do you think about using like social media, LinkedIn? Absolutely. LinkedIn is a great tool. Almost all the recruiters use LinkedIn as a tool to source people. So reaching out to somebody directly through LinkedIn or utilizing the power of your network through LinkedIn is key. That's really something that you want to be able to do as well. Very nice. Thanks for that, Rick. That's great advice. Absolutely. So it's just like the adverse. If you're looking for a job, again, the most effective way to find a job or land a job or get an interview even is to work through your network first, gain an employee referral rather than applying to a job. Well, it's ironic that you say that because that's where I find most of my work as well. Yeah, right? Exactly. It's through referrals. So it just makes sense. Yeah. So the power of referrals is probably the best way. So now let's talk a little bit about going in and let's build a team up, right? Right. So we're ready. Yeah, we've got about 4 or 5 more minutes. We're talking to Tom Hobbs, the president of Atlas Commercial Cleaning here. Tom, the approach to how you engage people is super important. So you don't want to reach out, hey, I've got a job, would you be interested in this? You have to engage them in a creative and effective manner that's different than what everybody else is doing. So, if you're using a referral source or even through LinkedIn, just be creative. Be targeted. Do your homework. Unique selling proposition. Yeah, do your homework. Well, it's not. Here's the thing, though. You don't want to sell the company too soon because you're giving somebody the ability to screen you out. So what you want to do is you want to approach it from the perspective of, hey, look at, I've heard of you through my network. I know you're connected to so-and-so. And in the homework that I've done, I've found that you're a pretty effective person in this role, in your role. So I wanted to see if you're just open to hearing about a situation that could potentially be career advancing for you. So again, what I want to do is, this is just like a normal sales process. For some reason, when we hire, we don't treat it like a sales process. We treat it like, you should be honored to work with me because I'm special, even though you don't know who I am. And it's a silly way to... We're all special in front of the guy in the mirror, aren't we? Yes, yes. And, the fact of the matter is that we're not uncovering a pain point first. We're just trying to sell them something. So if we're going to be a used car salesman, you're going to get the same results. Right. So this is what I wanted to get you to avoid. Find out what's going on with them personally or in their career and see if there's anything that's in their career that they'd like to have fixed. So top 3 things that I see with a lot of people that I recruit is the inability to grow, the content of the work, or leadership issues. So if you can target based on those 3 things and just kind of probe around those 3 things, as an entrepreneur, you're going to have to do this unless you hire somebody to do this for you. Definitely. But if you can target those 3 things, then you got a situation where effectively now you've got somebody who you can engage, you can find out a little bit more about them as a person, and see if they actually match what you're looking for. From all the different aspects of the role that are independent of just the skills of the job. Nice. So I'm gonna leave you with kind of 3 things. You want to judge based on 3 things, right? So as you're talking or engaging people, you want to judge based on the cultural fit first, their track record of success or accomplishment, and very last thing would be transferable skills. Repeat that? Skills would be the 3rd thing. And you know what? Don't look for 100% matches on the skills because you don't give somebody the room to grow. If somebody tells you, I don't have any ability to grow in my current role, and you're effectively just giving them the same role but in a different place, there's really no reason for them to want to work for you.
Nope.
So give them
not.
the ability to grow. Any last questions at all, Tom?
Rick, I've got probably 4 million questions, but I think it would be better served off the radio.
Absolutely. All right, so we're just about out of time for today's show. Tom Hobbs, president of Atlas Commercial Cleaning, thank you so much for your time investment today, and
Rick,
thanks for being on the Higher
having me
Power
on.
Radio Show.
Thank you.
Absolutely. Now, I'm sure there's people on our community that probably need some cleaning services. How do they reach you?
How do they reach me?
Yeah. How do they
Tom
reach
at
Atlas?
atlassocal.com.
Spell that out for me.
ATLASSOCAL.com.
Excellent.
And we're on Facebook.
At?
I don't even know how to reach me on Facebook, which is probably bad.
All right.
Press the button on my website and it goes right to it.
All right, your website is what?
AtlasSocal.com.
All right, perfect. So I want to thank our listening audience for tuning in to this week's episode of Higher Power. Well, actually, this special edition of Higher Power Radio. A quick thanks to our team, our engineer Paul Roberts, our producer Andrea Ballin, Shanti Ryle, and Kim Iverson. To listen to this show or any past episodes, you can check us out on higherpowerradio.com. That's HIRE. We're not a religious show. Or Higher Power Radio on iTunes. Follow us on LinkedIn or Facebook at Higher Power Radio Show. Or you can follow me on Instagram at RickGerard1. So check out our live stream video this Tuesday at noon on octalkradio.net. Our guest is going to be Ken Schmidt, the founder and CEO of Turning Point Executive Search. I'm your host, Rick Gerard, and you have been listening to the Higher Power Radio Show. Aloha.
Thank you for listening to Higher Power with Rick Gerard on OC Talk Radio.